My mental health is killing me. Yeah, that's about it. That's this video. Well, I guess I should explain. Mental health is something that I feel like a lot of people in the older generation don't understand. I'm a young guy, so I go tell my aunt, don't really listen, tell the teachers, just show up to class tomorrow. And then you got friends, quote unquote, tell them, post about it, but it's always so silent, you know? There's this emo guy that I work with. He lets the whole world know, yo, I'm depressed. He says it boldly, loudly, for the whole world to know. Yet he has friends all over the world. One click of a button, and there's sure to be someone to pick up to listen to his struggles. I envy that guy, but also hate the fuck out of him. I wish I could be in his shoes, but I hate that he pretends to have a struggle when he has so many people to catch him when he falls. I don't understand, why is it that when I cry out for help, it's always so silent? And maybe it's my fault because I'm antisocial. I used to be real social in middle school, used to laugh, joke. I was the class clown. Everyone said, you're annoying, get the fuck out of here. So guess what I did? I closed my mouth. I kept things to myself. Then they said I was different, I changed. Then they put me on medication like that was supposed to help anything. I wasn't depressed then. I just learned to close my mouth. I just realized that the world around me did not care about what was going on in my young little heart. And I'm not saying all this to be corny, even if it comes out that way. It's genuinely how I feel. And I just don't know how to explain it. See, I grew up in a quiet household. I used to have a sister, but obviously, we wasn't raised by our parents. We was raised by our aunt. We was neglected at birth. Of course, my biological mother always tells me she didn't want it to happen. It was her biggest mistake, but to be honest, the damage already been done at a young age. So when she met her father, we have two different fathers, she chased it. She wanted to feel that connection, that bond. She would act out, do whatever she could to be put, I guess, where she belonged. And she got taken out the home. So then it left little old me, my dog, a confused little ass boy with nowhere to go. My father wasn't calling. My mother wasn't calling. And I didn't go to chase them. I wasn't really curious who they were. I didn't know them. It's like, I don't know. You walk past somebody down the street, you're not going to sit and look back and say, I'm curious about that person. You just kind of go on about your day. That's how I always felt about my parents. So then when they did come around in my life, it's kind of too late. They were just, hey, kind of just like a friend, if anything. But to be honest, I don't even think they reached the friend zone yet. That's okay. When I text, I don't get a text back. But when they text, they expect me to text back right away. Crazy. All these years, I've been waiting. And you can't even wait 1 hour. Crazy. I have a job. but man, I really don't want to go today. I guess I should get to the point of this video and why I'm making it. This is my call for help, kind of, sort of, not really actually. If you couldn't tell, I'm an overthinker, so I might say a lot of confusing things because I don't even understand it myself. I guess I wouldn't say it's a call for help. I'm just tired of feeling this way, I'm tired of sitting on my floor, my thoughts just filled with things that probably don't even matter, but yet I worry so much about them. I'm tired of looking in the mirror and hate who's looking back. I'm just tired of it. And I want to change. I don't know where to start, but I want to change. And hey, maybe that's a big step. Acceptance should be the first step in every journey, no? But every single time I try, it's just like somehow things just manage to get worse. Like I was on a roll. I was doing so well, and the next thing you know, I got bedridden sick for a whole week. Paycheck looked horrible that week. The world doesn't slow down for you, no matter what the fuck is going on. So this week, I guess I just gotta work extra hard. Although, as you can probably tell, I'm not really in the mental state to work extra hard. Now, if anyone sees this, which part of me hopes someone does and part of me hopes no one does, there's probably going to be a lot of people, religious people in the comments saying, hey, just put your faith in the Lord. And I don't know if I'm religious or not. I don't know if I believe in God or not. Part of me says he doesn't exist. And part of me says, hey, if I'm created in his image, maybe we think alike. And here's a thought that I'd have if I was a god. You can get on your knees and pray to me every day, all day. You can read my book and pledge your loyalty to me. But I'm not going to help you change your life. A life I made perfect from the start. A life that you guys fucked up from the beginning of time. The minute you picked up that apple. The minute you went against my word. I'm not going to sit there and change your life unless you start walking in the right direction. Maybe that's why my prayers never get answered. And if they have, maybe it's just temporary for a reason. Maybe he's just sitting down waiting for me to take the first step. Maybe I have to improve my life, and at the end I'll get a reward. But then, now I'm overthinking again. Will I even want that reward then? I mean, I worked real hard to get where I'm at now, so, or at least where I want to be. I would have worked hard. So what would that reward possibly be? And once I climb to the top, who will I become? I don't think I'll be a good person. I don't think I'll be someone God would want to reward. Think about it though. I'm a quiet person. I live a quiet life. I don't live alone. I live with my aunt, yet we never talk. We never check on each other. Christmas just passed. Didn't say a single word to each other. I spent Christmas alone in my room. Nobody to text, nobody to call. It's lonely. So once I get to building my castle, once I get to building my castle, placing brick by brick, sweating, wiping my own tears and blood off my face, I don't think once I'm finished, I'm gonna respect the people around me. Because while I was building that castle alone, everyone just walked by, didn't even give me a glance, didn't sit down and say, hey, you want a helping hand? Even if it's only 15 minutes, even if it's only 5 minutes, even if it's only 30 seconds to wipe the sweat off my brow. Any time is better than no time. But no one's doing that. So once I finish building my castle, I fear that I would just walk inside, lock the door, and just not come out. And that's why I guess I fear climbing alone. You know, everyone's like, hey, once you get a whole bunch of money, you hit the gym, you start looking better, you know, and to be happy and have girls, money, and fame. I just, I just don't think I'd have anything real though, you know, like girls, for instance. Let's say I did build up my castle, I locked myself in. A girl comes along and knocks and say, hey, I like your castle. I would say thank you and probably just go on about my day. Now let's say a girl comes along while I'm at my lowest, while I'm building that castle. She's always there cheering me on in the background, not placing a single brick, but helping in her own way, bringing me a bowl of fruit when I'm hungry, giving me a cold towel to wipe my sweat, and giving me encouraging words. I would prefer that girl and give that girl everything that I've built over those girls who come knocking at my door once the castle's already built. So I don't think I would respect them at all, which is why I don't know. I just don't think I'd be a good person. And that's just not with girls either. It comes with guys too. I'm not gay or anything, but like, you know, let's say you didn't want to be my friend now. You think I'm weird, think I go through too much. You don't want to understand it. You just roll with it. Just brush it off. It's just another moment. But then once I build my castle, you come knocking on the door. Hey, let me come inside. Let's hang out, bro. Let's be best buds. Probably just look at you funny and send you home. I have to work today. I have to be around people. I have to smile and I just don't feel like doing that today. I don't only hate the loud people around me, I kind of just hate them all. You know? Probably good people out there, but I'll never get to know them anyway. But I also hate how silent my world is, you know? I wake up and the only thing that fills my ears is the sound of this vape. Yeah, the vape. I've been doing it since middle school. all the way into my senior year of high school. A girl came along and said, I won't date you if you keep doing that. And the day she said that, I threw it away. And we dated for a good 2 years, and I didn't touch it a single time. I didn't touch it until the day she said, I fucked another guy. 2 days later, I was back with a vape in my hands. And I couldn't even tell you why. It's nice, in a sense. It clears my head for a little bit. Every puff gives me a good 5 minutes of freedom. And a lot of people probably say, you're overreacting. I'm being serious. 5 minutes of freedom. One puff of this, and my brain all of a sudden has no thoughts. Nothing around me really matters for that 5 minutes. Once that 5 minutes is over, I take another puff. And then another. And then another. And I'll probably keep taking puffs. Probably upgrade to something stronger after it stops working. Until my body is slowly starts dying. And I'll probably take my last puff. One day. When I think about it, it makes me realize that maybe drugs aren't even the problem. You know, at schools and authority and all that would tell you it's horrible, it's the problem, but imagine if the world was really a good place. Why would I want to escape from that? Now, obviously, there's your bunch of people who just do it for fun. Not that as an escape. The thing about those homeless guys on the street, they have nothing. Tragic stories. You think they just do it for fun? Maybe partially. But deep down, no matter what they tell you, a nice warm home, a loving family, that's all any man ever wants. And I'm no different. When I dream of my house, there's always a wife and kids in it, and a fireplace. A brown couch, a table in front, 2 kids just playing on the carpet, oblivious of how evil the world could be. Me and a beautiful woman that I can't even see yet, sitting in silence, just adoring what we created. I find myself thinking about that woman all the time. I squint and try and see her face, but I never can. Same with my kids. I feel like every time I get in a relationship, the girl I'm with is always like, oh, this is what our baby would look like. They go on the AI thing and put 2 pictures together. It shows you, this is what your kid would probably look like. It always seems off. I wonder who that person is. I wonder who my kids will become. I wonder if I'll be healed by then, or if I'll just drag them down with me. I can't see, no matter how hard I try. It's a dream so far away, no matter how much I try and see it. It's just out of my reach. I think I forgot to tell you guys why I'm posting this. But it's because I've had so many therapists, definitely in the double digits. Most of them just quit because I would never say anything. I know I'm not perfect. I know most of it might be my fault. But therapists just don't help me. They always have a pen and a paper. They're always just trying to think, not how can I help this guy permanently, but how can I temporarily make this guy happy while I'm here? At least the therapist I had was like that. One of them told me when I was younger in like middle school, they said, you should wake up, you should wash your face and brush your teeth. It'd make you feel better. I said okay, but I did wake up, wash my face, and brush my teeth. It didn't make me feel better. The only reason I did it was because I was shown a video on social media. Some girl didn't brush her teeth and had like worms in her mouth. I didn't want that to happen to me. That was the only reason. Another therapist told me I should reach out and make friends, which mostly led me to just talk more. And if you remember earlier, I said a lot of people said I talked too much and was annoying. So I created more enemies than friends. I created more bad habits. And the people who did fuck with me were the ones causing the most trouble around the neighborhood. And because I hung out with them, guess who was one of them? See, back then you might see me on a rooftop. Might see me in the forest smoking weed. Might see me running from an officer. Might see me stealing from your local gas station. Fast forward to today, I realized I didn't want to live that life, so I dropped all those people. But now that I look back at it, those were the only people who ever gave me the time of the day. Even if it wasn't for the right reasons. They were the ones at my doorstep. They'll come outside. Let's do something today. Maybe that's how villains are created. When the good people in the world don't accept you, start leaning towards the bad. And of course they'll accept you. So you find comfort in it. It becomes your home. Then the world around you sees you as a villain. But in all honesty, you're just a broken man. I have to go to work today. I really really don't want to. I wonder if I'll ever meet my family. Not my biological one, but the one I have to create. So far, I'd say I haven't started placing the bricks to my castle. But I wonder if a girl will stop, give me that bowl of fruit, give me that wet cloth to wipe the sweat off of my brow. I wonder if I'll finish that castle, bring her inside. I wonder if we'll have kids. Wonder if I'll be able to celebrate a Christmas for once. I wonder if I'll ever have that moment where I come home from work and I see all my family members waiting on me, happy to see me home. I wonder if I'll turn the corner and I'll see a table full of warm food, untouched, until I got back. Those dreams just start to seem impossible in the generation I'm living in. It seems like the dreams that I have aren't even instilled in anyone else. I see people close their eyes, clasp their hands together, and pray to their God, trusting that He'll change their life until the day that they die. Meanwhile, I clasp my hands together and I keep my eyes open. I realize that nothing's changing. And the only way I'll ever see change is if I do something myself. Maybe God only appears to help when you can't help yourself.